How's it going, guys? Swany and Cookie are here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be sort of talking about and reviewing Sea of Thieves. We're going to discuss, the state of the game at launch and just give your opinion or give our opinions on what we think of the game. Like, is it fun? Is it worth the asking price of $60? Is it worth playing? Just going to give our thoughts, and we're going to do it in podcast form, so it's kind of like a review podcast mixture thing. I don't know. So, what's your opening thoughts, Cookie? What's your first opinions on Sea of Thieves?
Well, it's interesting because I think Sea of Thieves it's a very unusual game. Like, I've never really played anything like it. It's a completely make your own fun kind of game. And that premise itself, I think, has gotten a lot of different views from people. Some people think of it as a game that has no content, while other people think of it as a game that has tons of content, but you have to, it doesn't, it doesn't, it's not fun in itself. You have to make the game fun, and then it becomes very fun. It's an unusual game in that way. And I think there's a ton of potential with this game, but I do think it's missing stuff right now that keeps it from being an excellent game at launch, and it just needs more stuff. I think it's got a good premise. I think it's an interesting idea, but it's missing stuff that I think would have to be in the game for it to be an excellent game at this point. And it's probably not at this point worth an asking price of $60. I don't think it's like $20 like some people are saying, but it's not quite, I think, worthy of the asking price, even though I do think it's fun.
Yeah. Now this game, I'm gonna compare it kind of like to Minecraft. Minecraft didn't have that much content. You kind of had to make your own content, like literally. You had to build it.
Yeah.
So this game, you kind of have to, like, they give you the tools. You just had to go out and make your own adventure. And if this is really fun with friends, but the problem is, it's just there isn't much to like strive for. Like, there's these different customization options. Like, you have the same weapons, you have the same, like, and then you have outfits you can save your gold for and buy outfits, and you can sort of customize your boat, but not really. Like, there's no upgrades. Like, I can't get a better sniper. Like, I can get a better looking sniper, but it doesn't handle any differently or anything. And then there's no penalty for like death. So say we come across Skull Island and there's this epic treasure. There could be this boat that shows up and we have to fend off the island and kill them. They'll just respawn like 2 islands away and they'll just sail back to the Skull. They'll have a full inventory of ammo and we'll still have the same crap that we had from fending them off the first time. And they can just keep coming over and over and over and over until we give up, and then they can take the island for themselves. Like, there's no penalty for dying. Like, they almost get rewarded. So if we fend off the island, we kill them, they get rewarded with more ammo because they died. So yeah, the PvP aspect's kind of weird.
The PvP's kind of weird. I think there's a lot of repetitiveness to this game. Like, I feel like I just feel like there's a boatload of potential there, but it's not ready to really be a great game yet. It like you said, there's not a lot to strive for. There's not a lot in the way of rewards. It's all cosmetic, which is okay, but you got to have a lot more cosmetics. And even though they have a decent amount, there needs to be a lot more. And there's just not a lot to feel like, okay, I need to go do all this stuff so I can earn this. And I don't feel like there's something that makes me really want to earn any of that stuff, because I don't think any of it's particularly amazing. It's kind of nice the different factions, like the Gold Hoarders and the Merchant Alliance. Like, those 3 factions are kind of interesting to level up in, and we've gotten up a little bit so far, but maybe there's even more stuff, and that might get more and more interesting.
Well, the missions get more rewarding the more you level up the vendors.
But again,
the problem is, it's just the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, even if they're more rewarding, what are you wanting to get from the rewards? So you end up in this place where you're like, oh, I got all this stuff, but now I don't have there's not enough cool stuff to do with it, I guess. So I think if they add a lot more cool stuff, I think if they add a little more variety to the adventures, I think this could be setting the groundwork for something really, really big down the road. But there's work to be done, and it's got some lower views right now because at its current state, there's just simply work to be done.
I think they should have honestly like waited and added
Yeah.
more stuff before they release this game. Because if you spend $60, it is not worth $60. But if you use the Xbox Game Pass, which I think they kind of were banking on people doing that, just to like trick people into sticking with that Game Pass. But I mean, so if you use the Game Pass and you pay $10 a month, or you have that free trial, then I think this game's worth it. Like $10 a month, like you're not. How many games do you spend playing more than a few months at a time? So you could just cancel your membership whenever instead of spending the full 60. If you do it that way, it might be worth it. And if they add more updates over time and add more content and stuff. But right now, I wouldn't spend $60 on this game. It feels like a ripoff for sure.
Well,
Like maybe a $40 game.
Well, the interesting
I
thing
don't
is,
know.
by the time that Game Pass would cost you $60, or the game would cost you $60 through Game Pass, if you're still playing it by that time, it's certainly worth $60 because that's 6 months of game time. So, yeah, I think Game Pass wise, it's worth it, but otherwise, not quite. It also, if you're planning on playing this game solo, I don't see how you're going to get much out of it. It's very multiplayer based. You can play solo, but I just feel like the game
I've
loses
played solo
so
quite a
much
few
if you play it
times.
solo.
Like, you have nothing to lose at all with death, like I said earlier. So, like, I'll just go take out, like, the huge boats. Like, I've taken out teams of 4 multiple times with just my little tiny boat by myself, because I'll just keep coming at them. Like, I die, I know where they're at on the map, so I'll just sail straight to them. They have a broken boat from where I pumped, I pumped, like, 30 cannons in them. I just have to ram their boat, break all their boards. I'll just keep going at them over and over again. Like, I saw this one group, they went to the Skull Island, and they took the treasure. Well, I showed up as they were taking the treasure, blew up their boat, all the treasure sunk into the water, and I just stole it for myself and sailed away. So, single player can be fun. It's better with friends, and it's a lot more difficult, obviously, single player. Like, you're not gonna, like, if you try to take Skull Island by yourself, it's gonna take you forever because there's so many repetitive skeletons.
Yeah. And at the moment, I feel like Skull Island, which for those who don't know, is just this one island with the waves and waves of skeletons, and then there's a huge amount of loot at the end. I feel like that's the only really rewarding part of the game at the moment. Like, it feels like the other stuff you do doesn't do much of anything for you, or it's either really easy or relatively hard, and then not worth the reward that you end up getting. The only thing that feels very rewarding is Skull Island at the moment, which if they add all kinds of stuff like Skull Island, like even if it was just another island, or if they made their treasure quest more epic and more interesting, more difficult maybe, then I think this game can last and can really excel in the future. But I kind of agree. Right now, it's just not fully complete. It feels like it's just missing stuff. I feel like
This game has tons of potential. There's tons of stuff they could add.
Well, it's totally different, and that's what's interesting. I like the comparison to Minecraft a little because Minecraft was so different in a lot of ways. It's just a different style of game. It took a while, but then it spread like wildfire. There is a chance Sea of Thieves could do that, but it's up to the developers and stuff to keep the game relevant and keep listening. And so far, they seem to have a lot of communication with their fans and everything. So
They have great PR. Great PR. If you follow them on Twitter, they post a tweet every time they're going to have downtime. They post tweets. Like, they just had their first patch. They gave out their patch notes. After the first week, they had a developer producer interview where they went over, like, they had a video and they talked to the camera and they told their fans, like, hey, this is the problems. Here's the things that we want to fix. We're sorry that we had these problems at launch. Like, they actually listen to their community, take feedback, and they try to make improvements based off of that.
yeah,
Like, that is something that every video game should do.
And if they can keep down that path and keep making change, I don't know how long it would take them to add new content and add new cosmetics. I have no idea. But if they can do that in a relatively timely manner, this game could get really big down the road. But if you're one of those people that's thinking, should I buy it right now? Should I wait till down the road? Unless you're going to buy it with Game Pass, you might as well wait for down the road, because I think this game's going to get really good, but I wouldn't say it's really good right now. It's if you've got some friends to make a little pirate crew with and stuff, I think you could have a lot of fun with this game, especially down the road. But in its current state,
If you like role playing,
yeah, it's only so good, I guess. It's
and this
it's
game has
missing
beautiful
stuff.
graphics. Like the
Yeah.
graphics, the water is stunning. The storms are crazy.
It's an interesting.
It's the sound.
Yeah, it's a totally different art style with Rare and everything, and it does kind of go together well. It's and I think the graphics add a lot to it, and it's a fun, pretty game to play. It's just missing something. It just needs a little bit more. So
Yeah,
that
well, like,
would be my
say you
general
do a
review.
mission, you just have to go for like that one lady, like the spooky lady. You have to get a contract, go kill skeletons, go to a different island, kill more skeletons, go to a different island, kill more skeletons. Like there's some variety in the different types of skeletons, but they're stupid. Like the AI is so dumb. You can just sit off at a distance and pick them off with a sniper rifle or something. And they just stand there and let you do it. Like,
Well, there's that, and the AI is like overpowered in a sort of way because they never miss. No matter, you could be jumping all over the place, and they'll be pointing in the wrong direction, and they'll still hit you right in the face with a with a shotgun. So it's got a lot
there's
of
just no
the AI's got some issues.
variation in the missions, or like you play this game for like 3 or 4 hours and you've pretty much done every mission that there is to do. You just do it over and over and over, and it's like there's no really an end goal. Like they could have customization options where like you could change the way the cannons look. I think that'd be cool. Or change your captain quarters. Or say you and a crew could take over an island and build your own fort and like claim that as your own kind of thing. That would be neat. Oh yeah, there's tons of stuff they could do. Like they could have they could add in like a raid kind of thing where you have to like go to this island and get this clue, and then you have to sail across to a different island and like look at the sky, and as the sun sets you have to look at this rock, and then you have to go to this other island, and then you could go underwater and fight mermaids. Like tons of stuff they could add, which would be pretty epic.
Would be a twist.
Yeah, like an underwater mermaid vault. They're guarding it. That'd be sick.
I think that there's just all that kind of stuff that could happen. Also, the idea of these like long voyages and stuff, that may not be for everyone, but I've really enjoyed it. I enjoy like communicating with the crew to figure out how to get from place to place. Like one person needs to look at the map, one person needs to handle the sails, one person needs to get on the wheel, one person needs to be on lookout and stuff. That part of the game I think is really unique and really fun, and does give it something. It makes it feel almost real in that way. So that may not be for everybody, but I do think most people will really enjoy just the voyaging around for the most part.
With
that
your
seems
friends.
to keep your interest and stuff. Yeah. I'm a little surprised
because
you
in
would
the game and play music.
and it was just like you would think that would be boring, but it doesn't feel boring when you're doing it. It's almost hard to explain. You almost have to do it for yourself, but that part of it I really have
This
no
is
problem with.
like if single player wise is like I'm bored, I kind of want to get on and just troll people from like a single player perspective kind of thing. Like I just want to, like, you feel like a pirate, like, but the problem is there's not much incentive to be a douchebag. Like you're supposed to be a pirate. You can steal people's treasure and stuff. But say I go hunting this other pirate boat,
Incentive to be a
odds are
So-
but like if I blow up this other pirate boat, odds are they don't have anything worth it. Like say I hunt them down, I try blowing them up for like 20 minutes. I blow up their boat, they might have one treasure chest that's worth like 200 gold or nothing at all, and I just wasted my time. So the PvP, it doesn't feel that rewarding. So it's just, I don't know.
The battles itself are kind of cool, but yeah, you're right. There's not really the end game is off. It's missing an end game in a lot of ways. So.
And then there's the Kraken, but a lot of players haven't even experienced the Kraken because you have to have a full 4-person crew, and you have to be lucky enough to find it, and then you have to kill it. I don't even know if there's loot involved with defeating the Kraken. Some people said that there is none. So if that's the case, then there's no point to the Kraken at all.
It's just the experience of it. But yeah, that wouldn't make sense. The most challenging thing in the game doesn't have any loot attached to it. That would be pretty pointless. So yeah, I like.
So I've never seen the Kraken.
So in general, it's kind of up to you guys, but I guess our basic opinions is probably better to wait on this one or get Game Pass. I think we're kind of in agreement.
It's definitely worth checking out. I think it's fun. I've had a lot of fun playing it, and I have fun playing with my friends, but it's not worth $60 at this current state. Maybe if they add more content down the road, maybe if you have enough fun and you could see buying it and owning it. But I think the Game Pass is just the better option, which I think is what Microsoft's plan is to do, is they want to get more people to sign up for Game Pass. But it's not that bad of a deal. I mean, it's only $10 a month, and you can cancel anytime, and you get all kinds of games. So, I mean, that's definitely the way to go, though.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Some of you may already have it and may have your own thoughts about Sea of Thieves, or maybe you don't and you have your own thoughts. Either way, hit up the comment section with what you guys think of the game and whether you're going to get it yourself. Smash the like button as always. Subscribe if you have not already. And of course, watch more videos. We got tons of them. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Goodbye.